There's the room fill up on this off day Friday. Off but not off, but we own it. Let's go, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening. The name is Law Nation. The off season and the Cowboys are off. And it is what it is. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. Cowboys, Dak Prescott, the issue, and Micah Parsons next. Who running? Come on. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Yup. Come on.
Ready? Run from it. That's when you run all the sudden. What should I say?
Come on. It's Friday. Can't wait for the draft time. This next month, basically. We got about 4 more weeks. Come on. Let me know. Give me a 1 in the chat if the audio's straight. Give me a 1, 5, 4, 3. Give me a 1 if the audio's straight. I'm seeing some red reverbs, but it's all good. Come on. Let's get it. One thing we all adore, something worth dying for.
What more do you want from me?
Yeah. Come on. Let's get it. Come on. All right. All right. Appreciate everybody, man. Thank everyone for tuning in. Some of you guys are off today. And in words of Bill Belichick, who could be the next coach here from what I'm hearing, it's literally
No days off.
there's no days off.
No days off.
It's no days off. It's no days off, baby. It's no days off. I feel y'all. And we're going to talk about the Dak Prescott situation for the nation. Appreciate each and every last one of you all. We're going to include Micah Parsons into the mix. Micah Parsons like, hey, why me? Why me? But he's next. And CeeDee Lamb, he's already getting some blows already. But it is what it is. Shout out to you, Lovell. Appreciate you, them boys, all day. Chris Dantzler, appreciate you. Shout out to the Dantzler family. Appreciate each and every last one of you guys. And on top of that, the mock drafts situation. We always want to do mock drafts. But before we go further down in here, I want to get this wonderful, wonderful sponsor out the way in a great way because we all need protection. And we all trust and believe could need a little help here and there. And let's check out my sponsor. Have you ever Googled yourself and were shocked to see your personal information exposed out there on public listing sites? Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers, and others. Like they know where you live at, they list all of those things. Private information should remain private. This is why I'm pumped to tell you guys about my new sponsor, Aura. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your information and submit opt-outs requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your information if you ask them to, but that makes it super hard to do. Let Aura handle that for you. You can try Aura free for 2 weeks using my link, www.aura.com/Law Nation Sports. Be sure to check that out. Be sure to check that out and get protected. You know, protection for the nation is always good. Without deviations or hesitations to this, be sure to also hit the like button and share this content. We're going to talk about the fact that now we're heading into the 2024 season. We have to have some cleanup things that we got to do. The news that's reported that even Mozzie and Luke Schoonmaker, both of those guys are going through recovery. So when we think about it, I'm okay, Jerry Jones and John Stephen Jones. We don't have to draft another tight end. We good, baby. We good. Now, if the Bowers kid or what have you, that's a whole nother conversation at the 24th spot. But low-key, man, we good. Can we put GOOD in the chat? We good, Law. We good, man. We don't need another tight end, man. Come on. Hey, we don't need nobody else, man. Where my button at? Yeah, we good at tight end. But on the flip side, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, our starting interior defensive tackle as of March the 29th, March the 29th is Carl Davis. Carl Davis is our starting interior defensive tackle. So we need to really work that out because I understand. Mozzie, we talked to some fellas around the Cowboys community that works on players, and he said, and this is his words, he needs work on head, shoulders, knees, and toes. So there's a lot of things that Mozzie going to have to work on. And by him being hurt, we hope that they fix whatever that was an ailment of him. But 9 times out of 10, he's still going to need work action on head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Yeah. Mozzie, no. Monroe was like, hey, who is Carl Davis, man? Law, man, this is already an off season that's long, man. Hey, man, I'm tired of all of this, man. I can't take this no more. But let's get into the conversational pool of why, we hear, and a lot of times people, we got to look at it from this angle. The off season is long. And we'd be a baboon to think that this would be the finite team to go right into next year and with just for what it is. We got about 6 or 7 draft picks that we're going to utilize and use. So the makeup of this team will not be the same. It will not be the same. And the only problem right now that we have, according to most people, is Dak Prescott, right? He's the only problem that we have. Everything else is good. I mean, we had the ability to stop the run last year. We had the ability to run the ball. And on top of that, it was just Dak Prescott. If he can just play okay, then we can win multitudes of games. We could have had about 3 or 4 Super Bowls. It's just him that's the problem, right? That's what people been saying. Now, that's just what it is from what I heard. It's just him. And we don't know. We don't know football. That's just how it goes. And that's the craziest thing of it all. I've absolutely posted this, and it got some great impressions on all of the networks. It says, Cowboys, hear me out. And instead of thinking that Dak Prescott is the only problem, just fix the run offense and build a defense that can stop the run, turn off the 3-letter and the 4-letter networks, and just stay focused. Don't listen to the negative people. And the negative people will say, hey, Law, we had 9 All-Pros. Boy, shoot, what you thinking, man? And I heard somebody say, hey, Law, why don't you and Dak Prescott elope or jump the broom, get married? Because you sounding as if though you're married to him. And that's a whole nother conversation. But let me break this down for those who not listening, because nobody tend to listen to the Law. But the 3-letter and the 4-letter network listen to the Law. And that's the craziest thing. In football, we must run the football and stop the run. Everything else the Cowboys already got. We got the quarterback. We got the wide receiver. Basically, even on defense, we got defensive backs that can absolutely pick the ball off. Even to a degree, we got edge rushers, but we don't have the absolute position, linebackers and interior defensive tackles to stop the run. But you got Dak Prescott. And we put up 31 and 14, win-loss, fifth, completion percentages 68.4, and then he have since he's been in since 2021, third in touchdowns with 96 and first in passer rating. So I get all of these wise guys, right? And the wise guys and the wise folks say, well, Law, well, show me the postseason numbers, man. Hey, man, we don't want the truth, man. We don't want the truth. We don't want to hear the truth. All right, and so I go and I give the postseason numbers. Dak Prescott have a passer rating of 91.8 with 1,962 yards, 14 touchdowns to 7 interceptions in 7 games in the postseason. So then they're like, hey, Law, hey, you still, let's move the goalposts, man. Show me the numbers, man, when he lost. Well, what if I told you it goes and it circles back to what I said? Dak Prescott cannot win it all by himself. He's going to ultimately need run game, and he's going to need the finite ability for the team to also stop the run. As great as we love Pat Mahomes, who's a 3-time Super Bowl champ, the first 2 Super Bowls that he won, and literally, he was on a team that benefited from an Andy Reid. And he ain't talking about that Pat Mahomes would do the same thing with a Jason Garrett. Pat Mahomes is gold standard. He's literally 3%. But can somebody point out to me, what was that guy named Williams, I believe? How many rushing yards he had in that first Super Bowl that they were able to win. And let me know, even in the second Super Bowl, that how many yards or flip yards that they had from special teams. Now, granted, Pat Mahomes is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live already. It wasn't all on his shoulders. And even if you look at last year's Super Bowl, I'm talking about the 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. If the Chiefs didn't have the ability to stop the run, didn't you guys know that we'll be even, if we're feeling like this bad this right now, we will be even more of a shambles and feeling super bad if, and I'm using the operative word if, the Kansas City Chiefs couldn't stop the 49ers at the 9-yard line. If they couldn't stop the run there, don't you guys know that the 49ers would have been able to lift up that Lombardi trophy? They was 9 yards away from winning the Super Bowl. But what happened? The Chiefs anchored in and they stopped the run. Yes, Damian Williams, my guitar man, the guitar man. I forgot that guy's name. We don't even know if he's even in the league. Where Damian Williams at, dog? Where he at? Where is he at in the league right now? Where is he? Hear ye. How many yards did he have? You know, how many yards did he have? Yeah, and shout out to my guy. Is that the real Mark Holmes? No, that can't be the real Mark Holmes. He would have a check mark, man. Shout out to Mark Holmes for. He's out of the league. God.
Swallow them.
Jeez. Shout out to Mark Holmes, man, for hitting 100K. And that's my brother from another mother, man. He helped out the Cowboys community more than what most people would ever think of. And for Mark Holmes, man, for hitting that 100K, that is a dream and a long journey. It's not a short one. It's a long one. It's a lot of ups and downs and a whole bunch of other things that we do on the back end that people don't even see. They don't even see. But shout out and salute to him and these sorts of things. But when I said what I said. I said, man, people literally don't listen to me. Turn off the 3-ladder and 4-ladder network. And then lo and behold, the 3-ladder and the 4-ladder network this dude done listened. He done heard. And he said, you know what? I'm going to do some research. And it's crazy that if he can do his research and he can do the necessary pieces and add those things together, because ultimately what you're trying to do is win. I don't give a dog how we win. Just figure out a way to win. And it's all about figuring out the formula, the philosophy. And the formula is easier than what most people think. But the Jones family just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it. Because they fixated in a reprobated mind. Those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. The way they like to handle and operate things is very tangible. But let's listen to, and I can't even stand them. I don't even know how this got in my feed. Maybe they secretly tagged me or something. And I can't even stand Colin Cowherd. But they always say, if there's one thing a man should always do, is mainly to himself stay true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what they bring makes sense to you. Never judge a man by sight alone, nor by the height he has grown. And when speaking, keep it at a moderate tone. Oh my goodness, so at the end of the day, those raised voices only turn hearts into stone. You see? So now I'm sitting here, okay, all right, let me listen to what he have to say. Listen.
Since Dak Prescott has been in the league, this is pretty amazing. When he gets 30-plus rush attempts behind him, he's virtually impossible to beat, 53-7. Less than 30 rush attempts, he's not a very good quarterback, 20-34. But
20-34. Less than the rushing attempts. So you got the secret sauce, you got the formula. You know what it takes to win. And then I started to peel back and I started to look at the 90s Cowboys. Lo and behold, even the great Hall of Famer, gold jacket, man, 6'3.5", blue eyes, blonde hair, all of the good stuff, the chiseled jawbone, Troy Aikman. I started to think, I said, man, hey, that was a guy that everybody gravitated in love. Okay, what did he do? All right, hear ye. Without Emmett, his record is somewhere between 1 and 25. Without run game, oh my goodness, he's a pedestrian. Troy Aikman. You can literally argue that he's nothing without Emmett. He's nothing without the playmaker. On his own, he can't stand by himself. You can blow him down. So let's listen once again.
Since Dak Prescott has been in the league, this is pretty amazing. When he gets 30-plus rush attempts behind him, he's virtually impossible to beat, 53-7. Less than 30 rush attempts, he's not a very good quarterback, 20-34. But
Facts.
This is more sobering. If Dak just gets 100 yards rushing, again, he's Mahomes. He's 64-17. If he gets less than 100 yards, Dak Prescott has 9 career wins.
Shame.
That's it. And the Cowboys are making no move at running back. It is very clear, indisputably, inarguably clear. Dak is a completely different quarterback with a run game. But once again, the Cowboys fall into this, we're smarter than everybody else. We're just going to go back with our guys that we drafted. The Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb, and cross your fingers on CeeDee Lamb's health.
Hear ye, and hear ye, and hear ye. I had someone to say, well, Law, that is every quarterback. Law, that is absolute every quarterback. Did you do your homework? Did you do your research? Because now people want to confuse the numbers. If that's the case, and if that's the situation in philosophy, how come all quarterbacks don't have those numbers? How come Dak Prescott will be placed in those parameters of these type of things since 2021? Because you can make the argument that the Cowboys in the last 3 years haven't led the league in rushing and haven't been one of the top 10 teams as it relates to average yards per rush. So to refute those numbers, you can't use that's every quarterback theory. Because if that's the case, there will be 4 or 5 other quarterbacks that's way ahead of him. It's quite strange to me that when we start to talk about these things and everybody begin to say, well, what are the excuses when he had a loaded team? So, what are the excuses when this never worked? You had Ezekiel Elijah Elliott. You had a Michael Gallup. You had an Amari Cooper. And you had, dare I say, for those who attempt to attack law, to attempt to sully and denigrate law, and you had CeeDee Lamb. What was the excuses there? Why didn't the Cowboys win the Super Bowl that year in 2021? What was the record, ladies and gentlemen? Can somebody tell me what was the record in 2021? What was the record? Can somebody put that down? In 2021. I need to know. I want to know. Y'all slowing y'all pull. All right, my dog, JV boy. Come on, baby. Yeah. 12-5, 12-5. I want to load it up 12-4. Yeah. Okay, 12-4. If you want to only count and look at that, 3 straight 12-5. Verily, verily, I will say to you all and everyone that's listening, in 2020, was Ezekiel Elliott here? Was Michael Gallup here? Was Amari Cooper here? And if you take away Dak, and if you had CeeDee Lamb, what was the record in 2020? I need to know. I want to know. I got to know. What was the record in 2020? What was the record? What was the record in 2020? I need to know. Can somebody put down the record in 2020? Six and 10. Wait a minute. They had Ezekiel Elliott. They had Gallup. They had Cooper. They had CeeDee Lamb. Dak, I think that they were starting off 1-3. If you want to quantify, I think he was like 1-3. Well, one can argue that game really finished out 2-3 or something like that. What would be the chances if he was healthy that they would have lost the rest of the games to that year? They had the worst defense ever too. Six and 10, Mike Nolan. Now, I'm not finna wee-woo you guys, and I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And what I'm saying is, even in the miseries of these times, because it's literally been, 9 years, and we haven't lifted the Lombardi Trophy. Even Colin Cowherd came up with the answers to the test. If you look back at 2021 all the way until now, what if I told you the average rushing yards per attempt for the running back been 2.3 yards per rush? In 2021, we didn't have no run situation. Even Kellen Moore with the clipboard in his head. Tony Pollard only touched the ball 4 times in that particular game. In the playoff game, he was your most explosive player, and he touched the ball 4 times. The craziest thing is when he touched the ball 4 times off of that series in 2021, the Cowboys scored 7 points. I can't make this stuff up. And they said they rewarded him by saying hit the bench. And then in 2022, we all know that game. We didn't get blown out. We can literally say that Dak Prescott is the fault. He is the problem. But there was a guy that got knocked out of that game in the first quarter or something like that. I'm quite sure that he had a heavy hand in the play calling situation. But that's a whole nother story and conversation there. The prime creme de la creme quarterback and the prime creme de la creme running back. The running back averaged 2.1 yard per tote in that game. I'm not going to call out his name, by the way. And last season, boy, Tony Pollard did have 59 yards. Oh, yeah, he had 59 yards. None of those yards came in the first quarter. That's crazy. I want you guys to do your research. You got to have the ability to run the ball and put the fear of God almost in these guys that's trying to stop the run. And if you don't have that, lo and behold, you're going to be spinning your wheels. Now, here's my thoughts. Regardless of whether or not you're a team, Dak Prescott or not, let's say Dak Prescott is gone, which he may very much so be in 2025 and 2026. In order for you to win, you still got to run the ball and stop the run. You won't win in the National Football League the way we've been playing. That's the reality. That's the reality of it. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the truth of it all. And I love this analogy from my guy, Ryan. Let's listen to what he had to say.
This is the end. Let me try to paint a more clear picture for people who don't necessarily get locked into contracts and footballs and quarterbacks and those sorts of things, right? Like when you're an organization, you can play the field at the quarterback position. You can have 3 of them on the roster sometimes, 2 of them on the roster sometimes. You can draft one this year, you can draft one that year. It's like a single man who's going to college at LSU. He could just live it up and date who he wants. But at some point, he's going to decide that he wants a wife, right? And the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. It's the same thing in football. He who
Woo! I didn't know we were going to go to church on a Good Friday, baby. Bring out the fish plates, man, and the spaghetti, man. Come on. Fish and spaghetti goes together, man. Come on, baby. Where the fish and spaghetti? I got to eat me some fish and spaghetti tonight. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Also obtain favor from the Lord. Got a super chat.
Hallelujah, $10. Law, you took my comment as a knock on Dak when it wasn't. I was simply saying that CC should know that all QBs need a running game to be successful. Even the Brady SB teams could run the ball at will.
Okay, I'm on my roll right now, Holly. So, hey, if you count it straight, man, hey, charge it to my head, not my heart. But I'm trying to make sure that people understand what I'm saying. If Trey Lance gonna be the quarterback for the foreseeable future, he's gonna have run game. He don't have the skill set to put everything on his back to win us games, by the way. He don't have that type of caliber skill set. On top of that, he's gonna have a run game. Put it like this. even if you say to yourself, let's get rid of Dak Prescott, lo and behold, Trey's contract for next season going to start at the floor of $20 to $25 million. You still got to pay Dak Prescott $40. Regardless of whether or not you can look at it and add it to, that's going to be anywhere between $60 and $65 million you still going to account for with quarterback room. So you still got to pay the piper. I get it. Somebody say, well, Lord, that's only 1 year. You can really circumvent that by doing X, Y, and Z things. Well, that's cool. That's cool. But as they say, a bird in your hand is better than two in the bush. But let's listen to this right here.
Finds a quarterback, finds a good thing. And so when you get that quarterback and you lock into that marriage and that is your person, you are never going to sit at home and one day and tell your person, you can go be on The Bachelorette. I don't love you enough to lock you in. You ain't going to tell Stace, go on The Bachelorette. Dan ain't going to tell Tiff to go on The Bachelorette. I ain't going to be like Yonk, go on The Bachelorette, because we want them.
That brother right there, he killed that one in a good way. In a good way. I always say you covet the things that you love. No one buys a new car and set it outside when they got a 3-car garage. No one buys a new car and allow people to put fingerprints and fingers all over their car. They wash it every weekend, or some will wash it every other day. They make sure they put shoe shines, not shoe shine, but Armor All on the tires. They make sure it's glistening. They vacuum. They spend quality times with their car. They put nice gas in their car. They don't put that cheap stuff in there. They don't. They don't. When have the Cowboys ever treated Dak Prescott like he was the new car? We've been doing this. That's why, I get it. For those who literally love Dak Prescott, and I'm getting hate from both sides. I get the hate slander from those who say, well, Lord, don't say that, man. I thought you were supposed to be my boy, man. You're supposed to be talking good about Dak, man. Why you want him to leave? And then I get it from those who say, hey, Dak is trash, man. And Micah Parsons next. That little honeymoon stuff with Parsons, it's finna be over with for the 2024 if things don't work out. A third of the people are already turning on him. But I'm talking about the people who would say, hey, Lord, don't speak those things. But when it's clear as mud, it's clear as mud. Or clear as day. Old folks say clear as mud from Mississippi. And Ryan, he knocked it out of the park. At the end of the day, you protect the things that you covet, or you covet the things that you protect, or you love. Every year been a, hey, prove it to me. It went to the extent in 2017, because his honeymoon was 2016. And a third of the Cowboy fan base was like, hey, Romo, we can't wait to get Romo back, man. That's our quarterback. That dude never got a fair shake at this. The Romo crew was everywhere. This is Romo team. And then in 17, they held that against him his entire season. Romo would have beat the Green Bay Packers. Romo would have won, man. Romo's a better decision maker in throwing the ball. And he had to fight through that. On top of that, Ezekiel Elliott, he's going on court, off court with the Roger Goodell's, not a legal situation, But they were saying whether or not they're going to suspend him or not suspend him. All that season in 2017. And people were saying, hey, he that good, but he's dinking and dacking. That's why I can't stand Colin Cowherd. Because he the one coined that phrase, dinking and dacking. Dinking and dacking. I was like, dog, as long as we winning, that's okay. I would dink and dack all down the field. So now they're trying to turn him into another quarterback that he's not. As much as we can say the Romo apologists or the Romo fans or the Romo crews, they are right. Dak Prescott ain't no Romo. He wasn't. He ain't a gunslinger. But people try to morph and change and shift him to that. We like to see the ball being thrown all over the field. We don't care about the results. We want to see the ball thrown down the field. We don't care about the win. We would win games. We begin to be 9-7. That season in 2017. And then 2018 hit. The Cowboys, that was the contract year for Dak Prescott. Contract year. We started off that year with people with resumes like me at the wide receiver. We had a rookie Michael Gallup, a Cole Beasley, and 2 or 3 other guys that were undrafted. I think Allen Hurns was one of the guys that we kind of scooped up, and he was our biggest acquisition. And let's go win the Super Bowl. We got Zeke. We don't need nothing else. The league done caught up with the whole philosophy on how we like to approach the game at that point, ladies and gentlemen. The Cowboys started off that season 3-5. They said, sheesh, this wide receiver by committee ain't working. This tight end by committee ain't working. This more with less theory ain't working. Yeah, the straw, D-Shift said the straw that stirred the drink. Well, that drink right there could have been one of those Dairy Queen thick ice cream. You know, you put the straw in there, you can't even move it because nothing was being stirred. And then the Cowboys make a grand reveal. They went and scooped up an Amari Cooper. He turned that 3-5 team around to being 10-6. 10-6. We absolutely won a playoff game that year. For those who want to challenge me, I behoove you to do your research. How did we win that playoff game? Was it only because of Dak? No. Was it only because of Zeke? No. We won that playoff game against the Seattle Seahawks because we were a complete game. It went back to the formula of what this dude said. Ezekiel Elliott averaged some good yards in that game. Matter of fact, he had 125 rushing yards. That was a completeness versus the Seattle Seahawks. We had a big play from Big Play Tavon Austin, who remember him, on special teams. We had all hands on deck. Even Dak Prescott threw a pretty and perfect fade ball to Gallup. Why was that fade ball available? Because the Cowboys were able to run the freaking ball. And then the next week, they gave too many flowers. They were talking about the fact that this particular team, coaches started doing interviews. Coaches started talking about, hey, this team can go all the way at Super Bowl now. Oh yeah, we were getting praises and everything. we had to face against the Rams that next game. Jared Goff and all of those characters or weapons that they had there. It's quite strange to me on the flip side. People fail to realize on that defense, was Aaron Donald there on that defense? Oh yeah, Aaron Donald was on that defense. Was that the year they had gotten Sue? Did they have Sue on that defense? I think they had Sue. I could be off. But it wasn't just Aaron Donald. Even then they had Talib Akib. They had a loaded defense. But people don't matter the context. We win that game. We would absolutely win that game if we can learn how to stop the run. I'm talking about 2018. I don't think Von Miller was there yet. I don't think he came there yet. But it was a loaded defense. They had Talib. I remember he was there. C.J. Anderson in street clothes running all over. Somewhere there's still C.J. Anderson with street clothes on. I think that was before Jalen Ramsey got there, was it? In 2018? Because I think Ramsey came in 19 there. But neither here nor there. We win that game if we figure out a way to stop the run. In all offseason, everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, was talking about Dak can't win the big game. Oh, he can't win. Who was going to be able to win that game when you're running for 273 yards? It's crazy. To fast forward to present day, we are still talking about the same thing. So I would tell y'all, yes, at the end of this year, we are set up to be Super Bowl or bust. And I would tell y'all, we still can't stop the run. Let me listen to this dude right here.
I thought they were all in. Booger, you remember after that loss to Green Bay and Mike McCarthy and the draft, we're all in on this season. Then all of a sudden, Stephen Jones comes out and says, that means we're all in on our guys, the Micahs and the CeeDee Lamb. Now you're saying we need to do more with less. So let me get this straight, Booger. I'm struggling to feed my family of 4, and now I get a pay cut, and now I'm asked to do more with that money. I got less money, but you want me to do more. So in other words, the talent, we had more. We didn't win. We're going to give you less, Dak, and we want you to win more. I need somebody to help me make sense of this because it makes absolutely none to me. Mike, can y'all tell me what Jerry and Steven are trying to do? If your objective is not to beat Green Bay, who ramshackled you last year, if your job is not to beat San Francisco, who was the representative in the Super Bowl for the NFC, so what are we talking about? What are we actually doing? I'm confused as to what they're trying to do and the logic behind it.
Hey, man. From the mouths of the enemy is making more sense than the common Cowboy fan who say that they represent and they love and support this team. Look, it's crazy. It is all entertainment, by the way. You know, I understand Colin Cowherd got his entertainment piece. Shay Sharp, one of the, now if you look back at everything, one of the better podcasters out there doing crazy, unbelievable numbers on his podcast. And make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. You got to play that again. Yeah, Oscar. It goes into one ear, out the other. Now, granted, I'm still the fool, though. I'm the fool because the optimisms in me will still say that this team can win north of 10 games. 12-5 is still the floor. Regardless what people fail to realize, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's always been Super Bowl or bust. Chan Gailey years, Super Bowl or bust. Dave Campo years, 5-11, 5-11. Every year it was still Cowboys' talented roster, Super Bowl or bust. Hey, the Bill Parcells, that really skyrocketed everything. Oh man, this will be Super Bowl or bust. Name me the year. I'll wait. Could they foreseen that the Cowboys or said to them that this team will not be able to win the Super Bowl? Every year. And around this time, every year in the last 3 years, people been pegging this team anywhere. Nobody, look, that's the craziest thing. Nobody pegged this team to win 12 games last season. Nobody. The season before, nobody said that this team would win 12 games. The season before that, 2021, people were saying that, hey, it's a turn of a new era. This is about to be the Washington era. Look at that defense, juggernaut of a defense. Oh, and then people saw what the Eagles was doing that offseason. They said, by far, this is going to be the Cowboys probably will end up being third in this division. Let me know. Y'all can just go back and rewind. Nobody. Because that's what it was. Dak Prescott coming off of the meat falling from the bone of his shoulder. He's coming off of that leg injury. There's no way that this team will be able to win 12 games in 2021. And then in 2022, they said the exact same thing. Regress Scott. Hey, you know this team ain't finna win. And then 2023, let me know. Every year, y'all campaign and say the exact same thing. And then guess what happened? Y'all collectively, even some of the Cowboy fans, will pick up the goalpost and move it a little bit further and say, okay, well, they are going to be one and done. They're going to be one and done. Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be established. You are also painting the picture. If enough people speak it, it will exist. You can speak it into existence. In the triple darkness, he said, let there be light. And all of a sudden, things started to become. Y'all keep speaking these things. Y'all keep speaking. Oh, the Cowboys would never. Okay, keep speaking it. But lo and behold, all of the things that most of the negative people said, and there's only a few of us who were saying the positive thing. I guess that's the healthy medium. Come on with it, baby. Yeah. So at the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys, around this time, we ain't gonna watch. Just sit back and watch. Which one is it? Cowboys, they're not going to make the playoffs. Oh, the Cowboys, they're about to make the playoffs. Oh, they're going to be one and done. Oh, see, I told you so. But you said that the Cowboys wasn't going to make the playoffs. It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. Jay says, Law, I say just pay Dak. Well, at this point, let me play this one more time. Because this is the angle where the Cowboys are at.
This is the end. Like, let me try to paint a more clear picture for people who don't necessarily get locked into contracts and footballs and quarterbacks and those sorts of things, right? Like when you're an organization, you can play the field at the quarterback position. You can have 3 of them on the roster sometimes, 2 of them on the roster sometimes. You can draft one this year. You can draft one that year. It's like a single man who's going to college at LSU. He could just live it up and date who he wants. But at some point, he's going to decide that he wants a wife, right? And the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. It's the same thing in football. He who finds a quarterback finds a good thing. And so when you get that quarterback and you lock into that marriage and that is your person, you are never going to sit at home and one day and tell your person, you can go be on The Bachelorette. I don't love you enough to lock you in.
That's where they at right now. A convinced mind is what it is. Unfortunately. So we're looking at it like these are the ways that Cowboys can win for the 2024 season. I don't give a dog about 2025. This is how they can win for this year. I'm trying to win every year. I'm mad at the folks that, hey, man, let's tank, man, even in 2020. Go back and watch my videos. I'm never going to fold up. I'm never going to lay down. If we get knocked out, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. It's all positivity here. Even for those who see the negative out of the whole situation. His back is against the wall. Mike McCarthy back is against the wall. Mike Zim, hey, he got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He's long in the tooth. And they are literally saying to themselves, okay, how can we win? Well, first and foremost, how do you win with Dak Prescott? Fix this doggone run game. Fix this run game. Get you an aggressive runner who can block, who can run in between A or B gap. Figure out the way that you can help this offensive line out for your mind. If Brock Hoffman, shout out to my guy JC, Cowboy Network, he did a great job. Not a good job. He did a great job on breaking down Brock Hoffman. If he's going to be your finite, more with less philosophy, and he will be your center, then figure that out. Right? Figure that out. If you need a tackle or what have you out of this draft, if you love Jordan Morgan, if you feel like, hey, he could be that guy, or Troy, he fall to you, they got a lot of tackles in this particular draft. Figure it out. Build with the core. Regardless of it, I don't want these fluff numbers. Dak Prescott, by nature alone, going to throw you some good stuff. He's going to put up some good regular season stat numbers. I get all of that. But when things condense, we're going to have to run the ball in the postseason. But, Lord, Brock Purdy is better than Dak already. He was the last pick of the draft, blah, blah, blah. Go and watch the games. What did Brock Purdy look like without CMC? I'm waiting. What did he look like without a Trent Williams, without Debo, and when they motioned Debo in the backfield, dare I say? What did he look like when Brandon Ayuk had a few hiccups? He looked pedestrian. He looked like Thanos when he had all of the weapons. He went blow for blow. Pause is necessary. Or no diddy, if necessary. Blow for blow with Pat Mahomes. What about Jalen Hurts? Same thing. Even if you go back, for the Eagles fans that's watching me right now, if you even go all the way back to 2017, it wasn't fly, Eagles, fly. They were third in rushing. In certain moments and categories, they were first in rushing in 2017. Even Carson Wentz was introduced to almost being the MVP that year until he got hurt. But Lord, Tom Brady, I don't remember him having an Ezekiel Elliott type of running back. Go and look up their running stats when they use 3 running backs. Running back by committee. And look at where their defense were at. Even Stephon Gilmore, at one point in time, they had, dare I say, Talib and Revis Allen over there. I can't make this stuff up. Asante Samuel was there. They had shutdown defenses. But people, will forget. Oh, it was just Tom, man. It was just Tom over there in Patriots land. Oh, man, it was just Tom. It wasn't those guys. It wasn't Ty Law back in the day. It wasn't even Lawrence Maroney. It wasn't even, no. It was just Tom Brady. Look, and even when they introduced their version of a Travis Kelce, 87, people think that Gronkowski was chopped liver. Come on, man. The man had a robotic arm, man, out there killing folks with it. He's using it as a weaponized attack on those who try to get in his way. Yeah, they went and got Corey Dillon. Richard Seymour, man. Oh, my God, man. We can go on and on, baby. But somehow the Cowboys, they say, man, I'm reading some of the comments. They would say, hey, man, Law, what are you saying, man? We had Zeke. Dude, you had a dude that was still learning on the job, Jason Garrett. He was still learning. There were times even in 2016, 17, 18, 19, he was still there. Hey, man, we have to learn and adjust the process. Dude. Yeah, Rodney Harrison was a different type of animal. Yes, indeed, Rodney Harrison was a whole different type of animal, dog. Yeah. He wasn't a Jeff Heath. Yes, indeed. He wasn't a Gerald Sensabaugh, those boys, even going back to Romo era, Hey, man, Chris Blunt said we need a whole new team. And we need a blunt, Chris, that's what we need. And speaking of a blunt, check out our other sponsors, Rogue Shop. And this is one of your leading CBD companies in the world. And you go to rogueshop.com and use promo code LAW. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, if you have an anxiety, suffering through sleep depressions and things like that, go and check out rogueshop.com and use promo code LAW. There we go. And they will talk to you as well if you have any questions about what to take and how much to take, etc. They got a team of people over there that can really hold your hand through your purchasing. Just tell them Law sent you, and we'll take real good care of you. Neither here nor there. I want to segue over to this right here as well. One of the other sponsors, and I really appreciate you guys. There's not a lot of commercial breaks over here, so we gonna talk about it, right? And that's Prize Picks, man. You can be in the mix as well. When you download Prize Picks, there are options to give you matching up to 100% of your first $100, and that's when you download Prize Picks. They got promos, and then you use code LAW. What they got on a Friday is called a Flex'em Friday. Protect your play. On top of that, with that, all you have to do is opt in. They give you time frames, and that would absolutely protect you and give you cash backs up to $20 there. So must opt in, though. So when you're on Fridays, you just flex on in there and you get in there, and then you'll be able to do things. Now, this is my entry for today. I got Keegan Murray. I got him going less than 3 3-pointers. I don't think he's going to knock or drain 3 3-pointers. If he do, then, hey, you go with more or less. If you want to do it otherwise, you can go with more. I got Anthony One Eyebrow Davis. Oh, Bubba Dub don't hear me and say, trash, Law, trash, I got him going for more than 26 points, and then I got my guy Brandon Miller. I got him going for more than 19.5. You guys can do the same. Jay Jones said, hey, man, y'all got to hit that like button over there, man. Only 156 likes, man. That's the same.
Shame.
Check out Prize Picks, by the way. Shame on y'all.
Shame.
But get your first deposit match up to $100. Baby, appreciate everybody for tuning in. All right, so at this time, as we segue over, it is 12:41 where I'm at. And today is a beautiful day. And tomorrow we'll be doing a whole bunch of things with families and beyond. But I want to hear from y'all, from my other side of the family, for those who don't probably look like me, right? who don't have the same beard as me. You know, I want to hear from you guys. And my guy Trev says, in 2017, the top 2 defenses in the league was Philly and the Vikings. I thought that was known that why we hoping Zimmer can return to that level. Yeah. 17, I think. Yeah. The Eagles beat the Vikings that year, and they went all the way to the Super Bowl. So yeah. Oh, I got super chats? Okay. Oh, I got to read these super chats. Give me 1 second, then we'll set up the phone lines. But I appreciate everybody. I want to get these super chats on and popping and get things going, because I know you guys want to know, and you guys spent y'all hard-earned money over here on Law Nation Sports, and I really appreciate you guys. Win, lose, or draw, I know how y'all feel, man, you know, at the end of the day. And we do have several super chats, by the way, that we got to get to. And bear with me. Hail Mary. Bear with me. We got these super chats that I want to get to before we get your other conversations going. Let me know if y'all can see that on the screen. Boom. Here we go. All right. So with that being said, give me 1 second here. Let me fix the room up a little bit. Here we go. Boom. All right. So the first super chat is this right here from, I want to say, Swayze. Nope. Yeah, Swayze. He says, for the $4.99 I told you last draft, Law, it's too late. We're going to pay people based off of their past success. We have to pay player based on their projected future. And, yeah, that's from Swayze for the $4.99. I absolutely agree with you on that. You see, you got to be able to mix and match both of those things. Also, he says, with the $1.99 for your mind, Sanders family coming to Dallas. Jerry love Dion. Hey, Dion got Dion got I want to say a $2.3 million home in Cedar Hill that the people that's living there, they got a 1-year lease. They got a 1-year rental lease. So maybe you're right. He finna move back in that home down there in Cedar Hill. And shout out to Prime. And we read Holly's super chat. I appreciate you. And I thank you for your support. Glenn Caper says, until a Dallas QB can overcome coaching, we just in a vicious, repetitive cycle. Romo and Dak were good enough. Garrett and McCarthy were not. Absolutely. Now, to be fair, Glenn, Mike McCarthy got his back against the wall. And we will see whether or not he will have the same fate that even Jason Garrett had in 2019. My only thing is they gave Jason Garrett 13 and a half years here in some shape, form, or fashion. Now, this is our first time in a long time, man, in a hot minute of us winning 3 consecutive years in a row going to the playoffs. But that is what it is. Patrice, shout out to you. Talk to him, Law. Jeez. For the $4.99, I'm trying, Patrice. I'm trying. Glenn Caper says, Law, until the QB can overcome. He said that twice, didn't he? Okay. Law, until the QB can overcome our coaching. We are in a vicious cycle. So, yeah. So you talking about the quarterback in general. Appreciate you, D. Appreciate you, Glenn. Dan Park for the $5. Watching Emmitt Smith, D-Ware, and Dez Bryant walk out was the beginning of this staff breaking true morals within the organization. And now it is the norm. This is from D Park. Appreciate you. You kind of threw me off, and I was like, Emmett and D Ware. But I get it. You clumping all of that together. Shout out to D Park and them. Here's what we got right here. Cozy says, for the $9.99, always good stuff, Law. appreciate you, man. And then we got another super chat from TC on the drums. He states here,
I ran up a check, I might do it again.
appreciate all that you do or what you do. Appreciate you.
I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins.
5, 4, 3, 2. Let me know.
If I do it once, I do it again.
Boom. 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. I got MJ from the 206. You in the mix, MJ. Talk to me. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. Talk to me.
What up, family? How you doing?
Hey, man, all is well. Can't complain, bro. Talk to me.
Yep, all is well, my brother.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
the one dude, he did a good a tape. I was listening to his tape. I'd like to see him and Breezy debate. That'd be a good debate.
You gotta send me whoever him Breezy is. No shade at him, but I don't know who he is. So you gotta send me his information, man.
Him and Mad Cowboy, your boy.
I know the angry Cowboy fan.
Angry Cowboy. He did a good take on the Dak Prescott, and he made good sense. I'm gonna give him credit.
Yeah.
I said, okay, he made good credit, but the butt still came in. I'm gonna keep saying it 1,000 times. Why the Cowboy fans is not? We know he could play. Dak is a beast.
Right.
But when we get a chance, Law, and we got 2 minutes left, and we get that ball back in the playoffs, what you got to do, Law?
What you got to do is if you know that that's not working, right? Why continue to do the same thing over and over again? So my thing is Dak Prescott, regardless of what people will say, if this is ultimately his last season, and if you put down how to win with him, and you put those things to the side, if you refuse to go that way, then you're going to continue to lose. You can't put everything on Dak Prescott. Historical data shows and support that he will not win you the games. So I think that most people, they look at it and they say, well, they want Dak Prescott to win it all by himself. And what I'm saying is, yes, I get it. Dak is not capable, and it shows in the last 9 years or 8 years that he can't win it all by himself. Well, let's do this. Let's not put it all on him. Let's figure out ways to stop the run, and let's figure out ways to give him run game, because that is when Dak Prescott ultimately wins. That's what I've been saying. But so many people take that and they say, well, Law, you only defending Dak. Nah, I'm defending the way how to win with him.
Yeah, we got to. You make sense, but I'm just saying, I know that, but I'm just saying, in that last minute, though, Law, I see what you're saying.
Right.
But if we get that ball back with 2 minutes left, with 3 timeouts, he got to take us down. So he must. And then he'll shut the critics up. Now, he did it last year
he can't shut the critics
Miami.
up. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
He broke the, you know what I'm saying? He did it against Miami, but our defense.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is literally damn if you do, damn if you don't, right?
I know.
Yeah. So that's the issue, and even if we break it down to the finite solution, it goes over the head, because if you put Trey Lance in those same shoes, we ain't gonna win, bro. If you put Cooper Rush in those same shoes, we ain't gonna win.
He's not gonna win.
It takes a complete team, and to a degree, we talking about the 3%, right? The Pat Mahomes of the world. There's only one Pat Mahomes.
It's only Pat Mahomes.
There's only Pat Mahomes. So we don't have him.
And Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I'm the only two. Now maybe you can probably find another one of those guys, but who's going to sit around and wait for them to become? Because Pat Mahomes that everybody loved now, he wasn't that day one. They may think he was, but Andy Reid plays a lot of he have a lot of hands and mustache into that.
Andy Reid be calling beautiful play call.
Yeah.
That's why Darius be mad every time he come on your show.
Right.
Mad at like some people mad at Dak, and Darius mad at McCarthy. A lot of people mad at McCarthy too. But how about now? I'm hoping, like me and you said, me and you be watching. He got the guy from Boston College that know how to run a better run scheme.
True.
He had the number one running offense in college football with Boston College.
Yeah.
And that's tough to do. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope they put that. It's gonna come down to coaching and preparing the players not ready to choke. Because I'm going to keep telling y'all, hey, look, did you notice something? Our offensive line, when we had them young boys in there, everybody listen, them young boys was running on Arizona. They couldn't stop the run with them young boys.
Yeah.
Well, see, y'all, I'm going to tell you what's going to end up happening. I keep hearing everybody, we need this. And y'all playing like number 66 can't play, and you're playing like 67 can play. I'm going to tell you something. Now, 67 might be here, and I'm going to hate to hurt y'all feelings. You're going to end up losing number 66.
You talking about TJ Bass?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
TJ Bass is going to be a Pro Bowl guard. We're going to end up losing DJ Bass to another team.
You still got him for 3 years, though. You still got him for a minimum of like 3 years. So I don't think that he's going to leave anytime soon. And if he's worth a grain of salt, then he's gonna perform this off season and get in that mix. Yeah.
And like you said, Law, I like physical. Them dudes, they hungry.
They are.
So what I like the Cowboys do, listen to me, Cowboys fans. I would like them to move back, because I did another draft, and Kansas City took and gave us a 2 and a 3 to move all the way up to 24. Then we'll have 2 2s and 2 3s, and that right there will. And I'm telling y'all, I know what's gonna happen now. I found out.
In closing,
when
in
April
closing.
29th come, the Cowboys can sign a free agent, and they won't lose none of their compensatory picks. That's what they're waiting for. They're going to draft after the draft, and then the 29th, they're going to pick all the D tackles.
And go to shopping and everything like that, so they get I heard
and
that
there's a lot
that
of
way.
D tackles left, and a lot of players going to get cut, y'all. So I'm not worried. And I'm going to tell y'all something the guy said. Cole Hart, what's his name? Carlin.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, go ahead.
That
In closing.
Guy. Yeah. He said the dumbest thing ever. Everybody go listen. He said,
you talking about Colin Cowherd? You talking about Cowherd? Yeah.
He said this is the worst halfback dress. He is the dumbest guy. I watch every halfback. This is one of the best running back tandem in college football ever. Because you got to remember, Cowboy fans, a lot of these guys got cash. So that's why they stayed an extra year in college. So it made them better. A lot of these players played 3 years, so they've ready. This is going to be the most dangerous halfback class ever in college football.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, my dog. Thank you so much for calling, man.
I love your show. How about them Cowboys and everybody? Don't panic. I got hope because we got Zimmer. We ain't got your boy no more. He player hated on the spot. Let's go Cowboys. Hit them lights. Salute.
Salute to MJ. Hey, I don't think that there's, I get it. Running backs are hard to really look into the future with. There's not a Ezekiel Elliott coming out of this draft, or a Todd Gurley, or to a degree a Saquon Barkley, where people are willing to spend a top 10 draft pick for, right? And even to the degree from the last year, what was that kid name? No Gibbs. What was the guy from Longhorns? I forgot his name, tip of my tongue. Went to the Atlanta Falcons. It's not like it's one of those things, right? But what I can tell you that running backs are, a unique spot. Yeah. Bijan, Robinson. Yeah. So it's not like we got those guys coming out. But what I get with what Marv is saying, that or MJ, it's one of those things. Whereas this draft may be heavy in the second, third, fourth, and fifth round, where you can find value at, versus a first or a second, where you can sit back and say, all right, this is a true first round running back. And the names can go long. Jalen Wright, I like his tape. The Isaac kid, you can look at it. It all depends on what doggone team and system you go to, too. So it is what it is. All right, I got Glenn Law, who's next from the 202. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. Talk to me, man.
Hey, what's up, Law? Happy Good Friday to you.
Hey, Good Friday to you as well.
All right, so, yeah, man, I'm just going to pick up on where you guys left off. Listen, I think, as I said in my super chat, I think Dak was good enough, and I'm saying was because it's my belief that they're not going to re-sign him, and I think I'm okay with that based on the circumstances. Really, the main circumstance and the hurdle that I'm talking about is that for whatever reason, the head office, they won't go with grade A coaching. They'll go with grade B coaching, but then they want the quarterback to overcome the grade B coaching.
You spitting, boy. You spitting, man. You spitting. Keep going.
Romo, listen, Cowboy fans, Romo was good enough. He was good enough.
Right.
Dak was good enough. I mean, look at the mileage. Look at what you got out of that fourth-round pick. You're not supposed to get that kind of productivity. Between he and Romo, they expended very little draft capital. Yeah, they're not supposed to get that kind of production out of these quarterbacks. You're getting Pro Bowl caliber productivity, upper echelon quality, and I would say probably for the duration of their career, top 10 quarterback play, if not top 7, somewhere in there. You look at the completion percentages that you're getting, and I know you can say the numbers are juiced up. Well, the numbers are juiced up for all these quarterbacks. They just are. And so my point is, the coaching is really the problem. Don't let the front office fool you. It's I know. Yeah, go ahead.
No. Because it's two of the same philosophies and formula. What was outside of 2007, because he caught fire that year, but you can still argue that was similar to the philosophy. But what was ultimately Tony Romo's best year ever playing for the Cowboys?
2014. Okay,
and how did that came about?
Running the football. DeMarco Murray, I think he had like 1,700 yards rushing.
Right. And the thing is, even within the confines of that year, Tony only threw for 300 yards one time that entire season. But that is revered as one of his best seasons because, the Cowboys was on the road. They had a philosophy, but we still had inefficiencies. The Cowboys still had the inability to ultimately, in that year, to stop the run consistently and also to get pressure on the quarterback. Literally, Aaron Rodgers had one leg, and we couldn't get to him. Why? Because the previous year, that same year, we got rid of DeMarcus Ware. That's when we ultimately needed a DeMarcus Ware. If you put DeMarcus Ware on the 2014 team, he would have been able to get somehow, one way or another, some type of pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Even there, it would have been a situation where probably the Cowboys, instead of the catch, no catch, we win that game, right? And we'd have been able to have better play, but still, even within the confines, by you talking about coaching as well as free agency, the Cowboys refused to pair up and match up the back end. We trusted our own guys so much, man. We had J.J. Wilcox and Orlando Scandrick out there trying to stop Aaron Rodgers, man. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work, man, regardless. But keep going.
Yeah, and so I'll say this about McCarthy. I do think he's better. I think this is fair to say. His passing concepts, route concepts, definitely an improvement. No question about it, definitely an improvement. But where he has not improved, and this is what I was saying during the offseason last year, and I'm going to say the same thing, until he marries the run concepts to his pass concepts, he's always going to have a problem.
Always.
And sadly, he failed in that regard last offseason. I thought he was going to be in the lab working on all of that to make sure it all looks the same. But he failed in that regard. And so until the Cowboys get a coach who is going to marry those concepts, like you look at what Shanahan is doing. There's a reason why Shanahan was against the kickoff change rule, right? You saw that. I think there was one of the handful of teams that objected to that. Why? Because in Shanahan's mind, he doesn't want a fluke play giving you great field position. He wants to test efficiency because he knows at the end of the day, his system is probably the most efficient system in the NFL. And until the Cowboys start realizing that it's not all about the passing game, it's not all about the quarterback, it's about efficiency, and you got to have that. And so it's just going to be an endless cycle law. The next quarterback, it's going to be the same thing. Until that gets fixed, you're just changing jerseys and changing quarterbacks.
Man,
that's my 2 cents.
Man, you spitting, man. I appreciate you so much, man, for calling in and presenting us with the facts, man. Appreciate you, bro. Good call from him, man. Good call from my guy, Glenn Law. And he presented the laws, man, of efficiency. That's where we having issues at. And truth be said, the Dallas Cowboys, unfortunately, will be having those same cyclings of issues if they can't fix those things. Let's go to the next caller. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. You got to have a well-balanced meal in life, and you got to have a well-balanced football team in life. If you look at the 70s and also the 90s Cowboys when they were winning or won the Super Bowl, let me know what you find out on defense and let me know what you find out on run game. Let me know. Let me know. And I know that was many decades ago. But even if you look at the last 5 to 6 Super Bowls that's won, let me know what you found out on balance. And the world, regardless of your problems and issues, continue to spin. Let me lock the phone line.
The conference has been locked.
It continued to spin. The Chiefs are making moves now because they're not satisfied with the Super Bowl trophy that they won in February. They're not satisfied about it. That's why they went and got a rugby player, because they looked at this special team stuff that's about to happen. And what's their specialties? Winning the trenches, winning in close quarters or close counter attacks here. So that's why they went and got that phenomenal rugby guy. They are thinking progressively down the line. They want to add more and more weapons to Pat Mahomes, and his legacy will be achieved even more. Because they said, man, even in the lean years and the 2 years that we supposed to take that hit on the chin, we won. We won. Shoot, now we got cap space. Now we finna re-up again. I don't know how many picks did they get for Snead, getting rid of Snead, trading him off. How many picks did they get for that? Or was he a free agent guy? They might not get nothing but a comp pick. But you get what I'm saying. They sit back and said, okay, well, we can find another Snead. Because he was a free agent guy, right? He wasn't traded. Or was he traded? Y'all help me out. I wasn't paying attention to that part. But just look at how this is supposed to be a copycat league. And granted, Tom Brady's nor Pat Mahomes grow on trees. But you got to figure out a way, okay, this is what they're doing in order to win. San Fran looked at it and said, okay, we're going to try to move and will and deal. You don't think that the way San Fran and the way the Eagles been moving, they've been trying to do the things that the Rams did when they won the Super Bowl. They danced around heavily in free agency. One can argue that the Rams are already regrouped and rebuilt. Last year, did the Rams make it to the playoffs? They didn't supposed to be there. But they hit on Puka and them. Yeah. They finna re-up that defense. They're not crying a river over Aaron Donald being gone. But they reeing up. Where were they issues at? Oh. Defensive backs. What did the Rams do? Yeah. Stafford getting old or what have you. Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do with quarterback, but they have a chance to swing it right back and be a phenomenal team in the playoff next year. And if the Cowboys continue to sit on their hands, Detroit can be in the same boat. Detroit can be in the same boat. I think Detroit shot themselves in the foot, and they realized. We'll see how they move during the offseason, during the draft, too. They had guys playing volleyball with the football, but that's another team that's going to turn it right around the corner. Pay attention to that. The Texans, the only thing, Eastside, that I'm going to say about your Texans, your team is a damn good team. Damn good team. The only problem that I see with the Texans is that they in the AFC. The Texans will be balling right now in the NFC. Oh my God, the Texans will be balling. There may be a few regressions, and I'm not pointing out, but y'all went and got some stuff. But there may be a slight few regressions with the Texans because now they know what CJ like to do, and they're gonna, these people, that's what they get paid millions of dollars to do. But it may be a situation that his numbers may not be the exact same for what he did last season. But man, shoot, Texans in the AFC, bro. Yeah, in the AFC, that's not a good look for them. I got my guy from the 901. You're live. JV, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me, man.
What's going on, Law? How you doing?
Nothing much, man. Just chilling. Happy Good Friday to you and all that.
And same to you, brother. Hey, like I said, it's always great to hear from you. I appreciate everything that you do, bro.
Yeah. Appreciate you too, man.
Hey, I just want you to know, man, your streams and your information that you relate to us, it don't ever fall on deaf ears, especially when it comes to me.
Appreciate it.
So, I know some of these guys in chat, it seems like they can't ever listen or pay attention to what's going on. But, I want you to know I take heart to what you say and the information that you give. And it does make me wiser when it comes to some of the schemes and some of the plays that's been ran out here on the field and some of the moves that's made by this front office. But what I was calling was judging off the information you have now.
Right.
When it comes to the draft, who would you select?
Based off
number 24.
Based off the information that I have here, I'm going offensive line. Offensive line. Yeah. I'm thinking down the line that, hey, Zach ain't a spring chicken. He gonna be gone in the next 2 or 3 years, and I got to make sure that I have someone that can learn from him, and I got to have someone that can also marry up with Tyler Smith. Right? You missing, regardless of what you look at it from Tyler Biadasz, I get that. But Tyron, you missed wisdom and understanding, preparation, and preparing of the game. One thing that I can say, even though Tyron Smith was a hurt guy, for those who are out there in Oxnard, you've seen the countless time that him and Terrence Steele was working out together. Him and the other offensive tackles or linemen working out together in general. So you missing that wisdom and understanding and trades that you can learn from, and it's kind of like that counter thing. Remember when D. Ware was first drafted here? He learned from someone. And then when Tyron Smith was first drafted here, he learned from D. Ware. Right? So you're missing out on some of those things.
Right. Okay. Because I was thinking hopefully like I remember you saying a couple weeks ago, it could be a possibility of probably a secondary first-round draft pick.
Dion Cooper. Yeah. You can go with him, Nate Wiggins, all of those boys. I like their skill set. And that would solidify your secondary, right? Think of this when I talked about Bill Belichick. He wasn't sleeping on the secondary when they were winning, right? And I'm not saying that Zim is Bill Belichick, but you need your cornerbacks, because if you don't have a true cornerback that you trust, they make a mistake, that's 6 points the other way.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm thinking core though. I want the Cowboys to draft core so that we can run the ball and and also pass the ball and step up in the pockets. But keep going.
Yeah, and well, I was thinking if we did go cornerback, but I understand you were thinking core. But if we did go cornerback, I'm under the belief that we're still missing at least 2 D linemen.
Yeah.
Especially for at least just the rotation.
Yeah. We missing that, and nobody in this draft, whether it's Travondre Sweat or the Fisk kid or whoever in this draft, is going to be that ultimate impact from the inside as a one tech. It normally takes 2 or 3 years, and then none of these guys ever played the vicious schedule of 17 weeks, and I'm quite sure that the Cowboys will make it to the playoffs. So you're talking about 18 to 19 weeks. So that's why I do agree with Marv, MJ, when he said that, hey, they're waiting till after the draft, and maybe they can scoop in and get a veteran guy from there. But any of these guys, they would still be wet behind the ear and playing a grown man sport like the NFL. It could be some growing pains, bro.
Okay. So do you think there'll be a quality guy available after the draft for the defensive line? Because I'm not too confident in that. My confidence would be if we do draft let's say a Cooper DeJean.
Right.
And we have a fully loaded, stocked up DB room, that somebody might be up for a trade, maybe like a Jordan Lewis or somebody, and maybe we can get just a halfway decent one pick or edge, some of that nature.
Well, and I love this possibility of thinking that way, JV. But here's the finite thing. Trades normally happen in this light. When the team or the general manager can match up with a principle and a philosophy and agree with the coaching staff. You see, when you got people in a dark room with no light, they just reaching out trying to see what they can find. And that's where we're at. We're in a dark room because at this point, who you going to trade for when that person's getting traded? He's going to say, okay, well, who will be the coach and the philosophy for 2025, 2026? They don't know that. So those are things that you got to quantify and how much you'll be willing to give up to get that player. So I would think that the Cowboys, they're arrogant to a degree, that they would not pull the trigger on a trade until like week 4, week 5. Granted, I heard news that they are pushing the trade deadline to week 9. So what they're going to lean on is, yeah. See what I'm saying? So now you see the whole picture. So now what they're going to do ultimately is they're going to believe in, we like our guys. Whoever they draft, they're going to talk really heavily of him, and they're going to pick up. Trust and believe they're going to pick up a veteran defensive tackle somewhere along the line. He's going to be a big fat boy that they're going to pull in, and there's going to be heavy optimism in June, July-ish, or what have you, and people are going to say, hey, that's the plug.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, then. Well, that was my main concern,
right?
Mainly that defensive line, because, man, I'm heavily concerned about that defensive line because we couldn't stop the run. We allowed our biggest guys to go. I mean, I know you remember me from last year constantly crying about Big Bohanna being gone and letting Waves and keeping Gallimore and things. Now we done lost Gallimore and we done lost Big Hank. But hey.
Hey,
I appreciate you.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, but keep this in mind. You had different principles. Dan Quinn. You had also McCurley. You had Aiden Durde. Those were the guys, and I think McCurley, he's going to fool around and realize that this coach ain't playing around with this stuff, right? And now you're going to have Paul Gunter. You got the other guy, I forgot how Jeff, I can't say his last name with the Z. And then you have, what's the guy, Greg Ellis. You're going to have different philosophies. So whatever we was doing won't be the same. That's just how I'm going to say that.
And I like Greg Ellis. I met him in person when I lived out there in Dallas. He's a real cool cat. So I believe in what he might bring forward to the team and stuff. And I believe in what Zimmer can bring as well.
Yeah.
But hey, I appreciate you. Have a great weekend, and like I said, I'm always supporting you, and I listen to what you say, and I take it all in, and don't think that everybody out here is like some of these trolls in chat.
Right.
We got your back.
Appreciate you, man. Good call from
All
JV
right.
from the 901. I think his name is Jeff Skigani, or however y'all pronounce his name, and y'all put it in the chat, but it started with a Z. And I think it's going to be different philosophies, y'all. I just look at it that way. But we still got to have the tools. You still got to have the tools, man. And that's all I'm saying. But those gashes of us using safeties as linebackers, that was of the past. I don't think that this particular coaching staff will look at Marquise Bell and say, okay, all right, Bell, we're going to use you. Zogana? No, people pronounce it with an S, but, if you say it action is Zogana, but it's a weird way to pronounce it. It sounds, I'm going to call him Coach Z, Jeff and them. But I got from the 585, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks in the Mix. Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Hello?
Yeah, you're live. You're live. Is this Tyreek?
Oh,
you're
okay,
live. You're live, bro. You're live.
Yeah, this is me, man. Hey, what's going on, Law?
All is well, man. Can't complain.
That's what's up, man. What's going on,
Yeah.
Cowboy Nation, on this Good Friday? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the BPA. I want whatever's the best player, man. I'm tired of going into the draft and saying that we need this pick.
Right.
We got our eyes set on this one pick. Because I feel like that's a trap that we run into when they were saying that, oh, we need a war daddy and we need a defense tackle. I think that's why we've been running into trouble. I like when we just gonna take the best player on the board, and that's when we got a Micah Parsons. That's when we got a CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? I like when Cowboys do that. That's smart.
We go BPA.
Go
Yeah, because at one point in time, I think that even Jerry Jones was saying Tristan Hill was a damn war daddy. I was like, come on, man. but keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, they was reaching. Like I think when we reach, that's when we mess up every time, man. Because they normally hit on first round draft picks, but it always been when they be pressed, when they don't go out and try to build the team through the free agency and sign some of their players back. That's where I think where we be going. That's where I think they're going down the wrong road. I want the best player available. Whoever's on that board, that's the best player. I think that they should take them unless they get a trade back that they just can't refuse.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The only thing is by they valuing the draft so much, and you got sweating. Old boy sweating. He may say he like what he sees and everything. That's just the politician voice coming out of him. That Mike McCarthy and Zim.
Yeah.
They got to get something going now. They can't get developmenting situations. They can't overdraft in certain places now. So, yeah, I do like the BPA approach, but they don't have time to watch and wait for somebody to grow. So they got to get impactful players now. So if that is the case, then if there's a situation that Thomas is there from LSU, you snatch him, right?
Yeah.
And if it's a situation where you see Cooper DeJean and you think that he can be that impactful guy on the defensive side as a secondary, hey, Zim, that's his calling card, DB. So he going to have to snatch him, right? But there got to be some type of flow of, hey, this is the last year for us being here, and we can't be playing favorites. You know, mama and them be looking for a house elsewhere. And when the mamas, man, you know how the mamas go. The mamas they be getting kids in schools and checking out school districts and stuff like that. You got a coaching staff of over 15 to 16 people that they got to make sure that they gonna know where they open their eyes and lay their heads at for 2025. So they're gonna have to be ready. So all of these guys got to be all in that degree. There ain't gonna be nobody staying or going to bed early.
Yeah, because my thing is too long. It's like Dak Prescott. If y'all don't pay him, why not give him a makeshift line? If you're not gonna pay him, you're not gonna value the man. Why you try to make it sugarcoated? You know what I mean? Like, this dude been playing with a makeshift line almost his whole career. You know what I mean? Somebody was always hurt. Somebody was always injured. Somebody wasn't on their job. Him getting sacked 6 times in the game 1 year.
Right.
Like, Dak Prescott is used to that. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, too, I think if they don't pay him, he's going to make business decisions. I don't think he's going to go that extra mile. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, but I don't think he's going to go that extra mile just because he had to save himself for the next season. And like you guys have been saying, especially on the final word and all that stuff that you guys shows, this is a different Dak Prescott that the Joneses are dealing with. They're not dealing with young Dak Prescott that didn't have a family and stuff like that. He has a family now. He got to think about them. You know what I mean? He got to think about his health. He got to think about his girl. You know what I'm saying? He got a whole bunch of things he got to think about.
True.
It ain't all about the Cowboys no more to him. You know what I mean? It's about family and his business and family. That's it.
Yeah.
You know,
sometimes
I don't expect him to go along.
Sometimes those kids can center you, right? When you become, you know, people fail to realize this, man. There's 2 most important days of your life. The day you was born and the day you realize your purpose. And Dak Prescott could be sitting back thinking that, hey, MJ is his purpose. Everything that he put out there as far as legacy and beyond, I'm going to center it around MJ, which is his daughter. It changes you to a degree. It begins to say to yourself, I want to leave behind a legacy that no man can touch. And he could come into this season and play like on a whole different level of Dak Prescott. Or like you say, he can make that business decision. It could be either or. But I do know what gives me and pump me every day is that my little ones, you know, you think I'm sitting here for fun. They my why, you know. I put in a little extra work for them. So when they say they need a few things, they can't say, well, daddy-in-law wasn't able to provide. I can literally provide just about anything they want right now. I'm in the golden era of my life right now. If we want to go to Disney World, we can go there. If I want to go to Orlando, I can go there right now. So that could be the same thing for Dak Prescott, you know. So it is what it is. So I get it. I get what most people think. But at the end of the day, the Jones family are the ones that playing with fire. Because they bet against him, and every time this dude present crazy good numbers. And numbers are just numbers too, though, by the way. They don't win you games, but we'll find out, bro.
Yeah, we'll definitely find out, man. But like I said, though, Law, I don't want them to say, oh, we're going to get this specific position. I want them to see whoever falls to them on that board or whoever they think they might want to trade up.
Right.
That's what I want to see from them. You know what I mean? But I would love it if they did get a deal that they could not refuse and still get a guy that they want by staying in the first round. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see because they're all over the place right now. Hopefully they got a plan, a real plan, or if not, just blow this whole thing up, man. Stop wasting everybody's time.
But the only thing is when you think of the Joneses, they don't know how to let a good thing go. They can always fight for it, and that's what he's going to present. I'm quite sure. What would be the line in the sand to keep Dak? What would be the line in the sand to you to keep him?
Is if they don't prioritize him this year, as far as getting him more weapons or at least stacking the defense side of the ball, so he can get short fields and score easy. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, what I'm saying is, Tyreek, the line in the sand, what would be at? One and done? That would be the line in the sand to get rid of him, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that'd be like the fan.
so is that by you saying that basically, I'm not saying you, but the Joneses, how they are picturing this or how they are pretty much hedging their bet against this is that they want him not to win, because if he somehow wins, then you're going to have to. Meaning that if he goes to the NFC Championship, how would the fan base then quantify the fact that, hey, let's get rid of him because he didn't win the Super Bowl? Because now you're putting Super Bowl or bust labels to him. And when you can just go ahead and if you were to do all of this on the front end, then you would have been able to have those one or two pieces. That's betting with him. The Cowboys are betting against him. So that's the line in the sand. It's Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, to that too, some of the goofy fan base that we have, because I know we one of the one of the greatest fan bases in the world to me.
Right.
But we do got goofies amongst us. Some of the goofies will still be like, get him out of here, and then we go through that cold drought again like we did. We had Brandon Wheat and Kyle Orton. You know what I'm saying? Like, people not remembering and stuff. I remember all of that. Yo, I'm not trying to go back to that. We got a quarterback that can go ahead and do something. Pay the man.
Yeah.
And go build a team and see what happens.
Yeah.
If not, it is what it is.
No doubt, man. It's a conundrum, is what they say. Appreciate you for calling in, Tyreek.
All right. Peace.
Yeah. The only way this will work for the Joneses to move on if we ultimately don't make the playoff, be one and done if you do make the playoffs, or that get hurt. That will be the only three options there. But if he goes in and with the team as if it is at its set value, he goes in and they win, do some crazy stuff during the regular season and make a deep playoff run, then what you do? The price of that bag is going to go upwards. It's not going to go down. The quarterback market at itself on face value is going upwards. The other part of the problem that you have with this conundrum is that also, guess who else in the contract year? Trey Lance is in a contract year. And you still owe Prescott $40 million next season. So whatever you pay, you're still going to end up paying right around $60 million for the 2025 season. But that's just the problem that the Jones family have. We're going to just talk about it over here as content creators. My guy from the 201, Shador Sanders representative. Man, you're live on the Nation, baby. What's going on with you, Shador Sanders representative?
I've came to a realization. Even though it might be crazy.
Okay.
After 1 year, the Sanders family is going to want to leave because they are going to do the same thing that they done to all Cowboys Nation who say Dak. Joneses, not Dak, people. It's the Joneses. They will not put nothing around Shador. They're going to try to tell Dion how to coach.
Wait a minute.
I've came to this realization, Law.
Well, why draft him?
Come
why
on.
draft
Go
him, man?
through the years, Law. Go through the years of the same thing. It's like we're in a
Twilight Zone.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day,
over again with the quarterbacks, Law. Over and over again with the stars we had leaving and gone.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same thing. The next quarterback. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
2 years from now, Law, man, we still can't stop the run, man. They still don't want to put players around them, man.
Because those are not sexy picks, man. The interior guys, they don't sell jerseys, man. Them ain't sexy picks, man.
Law.
Chris Jones, they would never pay Chris Jones.
And here's the thing. The Joneses want to do it their way so they could take all the credit. If they put a team behind Dak, guess what? The Joneses ain't going to get credit for that. Dak going to get the credit.
And win in spite of.
Credit. They want Dak to win in spite of, so the Joneses could say, look, I did it my way. I didn't build a team like this. This is how I did it. So I deserve all of the credit. That's why they won't put a team around. And anybody who say, oh, he had a team. No, he didn't. And everybody who say, oh, man, he's not Mahomes. He's not. And I'm tired of you all saying that.
3%, man.
I'm tired of you saying that, Law. I'm tired of you saying Mahomes is great and Tom Brady is great. I'm tired of you saying that, because when you say that and then when you go down into the history like you did today, what else did you say? What else did you say? They put pieces around them continuously.
Did
you not say that?
I'm catching strays.
So stop saying it. Stop saying it, Law. Stop saying it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If Patrick Mahomes came into this system and took this team with nobody to the Super Bowl and won it, then you could say that. But he has not done that. He's had pieces around him his whole career. But am I wrong, Law?
But Tom Brady had Giselle, man. She was a billionaire. He would have been saying, I don't care if she's sleeping with the gardener, the alleged gardener. She getting centerfolded in the back, but I'm winning Super Bowls over here. Riggs. But at the end of the day, granted, regardless of it, the quarterback still gonna get all of the credit. Eli still get all of the credit for the Super Bowl that they won, the two over there. Big Ben Roethlisberger get the credit.
What they put behind Eli though?
Oh my God!
Eli had a mean defense. Eli had all them pieces.
He had the ability to run. He was trash.
He had the run game. They had two over there.
You shoot Brandon Jacobs and Hassan, whatever. They still running over us. Hey, we couldn't stop the run, then. Riggs, in 2007, we couldn't stop the run. Hey, when Brandon Jacobs came available, people like, nah, Law, he's trash. And then he came back to the doggone Giants and won it in 2011. Riggs! But I give it what you said, though. I give it what you said.
Law, I'm telling you this right now. I want Dak Prescott to go to the Rams, and he's going to be treated just like Matthew Stafford was when he won his Super Bowl. I'm telling you this right now, because if he go there, or if Shanahan say, Brock Purdy, we're not going to pay you, because Dak Prescott is up and he goes to the 49ers and win the Super Bowl, what are y'all going to say then? I don't want to hear Dak Prescott's a great quarterback. It's just that Dak Prescott got weapons around him now that he didn't have, that he never had. And every quarterback that wins the Super Bowl got weapons around them. I don't want to hear nothing y'all people say talking about Mahomes and this and that. Why y'all compare Dak Prescott?
So Mahomes ain't great. Mahomes ain't great. Mahomes ain't great. He ain't great.
No, Tyreek Hill. Continue.
Wait a minute now. You see, I'm gonna protect Mahomes because he's still a Cowboy, and as a Cowboy fan, Mahomes, we owe him a lot of credit for what he did these last 2 seasons. He stopped the Eagles and he stopped the 49ers. So if that's the case, Pat Mahomes is by far one of the greatest Cowboy fans of all time, too. Though, by the way.
Now, I'm going to keep it real with you now. If Dak Prescott had the Eagles situation, I would be looking at Dak with a side eye right now. Even though he went to the Super Bowl, he still lost it.
I agree.
They put weapons around Jalen Hurts. They gave him a good defense, and he hasn't won it yet. That's what we measure quarterbacks on. We don't measure them getting there. We measuring them winning it. He hasn't done it yet. I would be looking at Dak with a side eye. We gave you guys. We went out and grabbed guys. The team is the best in the league. I would look at Dak like, Dak, I don't know, dog. We might have to get rid of you.
And that's the one thing. That's the one thing.
I'm not a Dak fan, and I'm not just Dak. That shows you right there that I'm not that way.
But here's what I will say. That's one thing that I've been trying to explain to the Eagles fan, because the Eagles fan think that, Jalen Hurts is doing this practically by himself, and I'm sitting like, nah, dog.
Hell no.
Nah, dog. The Eagles. If Dak haven't been given the Eagles roster, he haven't been given that. No.
This is the make or break year for Jalen Hurts. Let me know if I'm lying. This is the make or break year for him.
Yeah.
You gave him everything. Now you just gave him more and more weapons. You went out and got Kevin Moore. You went out and got. This is a make or break year for him.
Right.
Sirianni, just like the Cowboys. This is a make or break year. Next year, those Eagles could be looking different if they fall. I'm telling you, the Eagles fans don't want to see. No.
They figure out ways to get out of that hole, though. They got escape clauses in every single trap.
No. I mean by that team being broken up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the contract. I'm talking about that team being broken up and that team looking different. That's what I'm talking about. You might could see Boy Wonder as the
Come on, make him the head coach.
The coach of the Eagles.
Make him the head coach. Make him the head coach, man. Come on with it. Hey, man. Hey, 100 grand, man. I thank you for calling in. Hey, I thank you for holding my feet to the fire, though. But by literally not calling Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady great. Yeah, between the two of them, they got 11 Super Bowls. I get what you said.
But long. Again. When you go down, what do you say? They continuously put guys around them.
True.
They continuously got a top defense.
True.
They continuously gave them weapons.
True.
And let me tell you something right now. What seals my argument for the people that's, oh, man, he crazy. Oh, he need to stop. I don't know what 100 grand talking about. Blah, 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 blah. Listen here. You know what seals my argument?
What's that?
Why did Tom Brady leave?
Damn.
Why did Tom Brady leave?
Because they didn't put nothing.
He went to a thank you. He went to another team
loaded.
That was already stacked and won it again.
And got even more loaded. They went and picked up the phone. Gronkowski. Even though you're supposed to have been traded, you said you refused and you said that you wouldn't trade it. Something about their law or their rule should have been somebody should have been fined or something. But they went and got a Gronkowski. They went and said, hey, even though Giselle, you my lady, I'm going to allow you to get with Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying? Come babysit him. He came.
They continue to put guys around him. They even went out and got Antonio Brown. They went out and got Julio Jones. Come on, stop it. They went out and still got all these guys.
But no. It was just Tom Brady, man. It was just Tom Brady, man. It wasn't those boys, though. Appreciate you, 100 grand. Thank you for calling in.
Man.
Yeah. Oh, man, goodness, man. It was just Tom Brady, not those guys. All right, I got A. Lou, I got D. Shift, and then I got Too Cool. Hey, you're live from the 304. You're live. Talk to me, man.
What's good with you, Law?
Man, all is well, man. Can't complain.
Hey, man. What I keep on telling you, the writing is on the wall, bro. They're going to get if we just sitting back, they letting us talk about it. They're doing all this shit. They know what they want to do, and the sad part about it is they won't do it.
Right.
They won't just go ahead and cut the cord. Like you can't tell me that you don't have a top 10 quarterback in Dak, top 5 in some eyes, and I think he's top 5. I think Dak can win a Super Bowl. But like you said, you have to put players around it. There's no quarterback that has won it alone.
But here's how it goes. Here's how it goes. In their mind, they provided Dak Prescott with anything and everything. So if you listen to, because see, if you're going to say that argument, right, then I need for all of y'all to when this video is finished being posted or what have you, to jump in the comments and fight those folks who calling me the fool, because from their mindset, from the Joneses, that they said that, hey, Dak Prescott had 9 All-Pros, right? He had weapons. He got a Trayvon Diggs. He got a CeeDee Lamb. He have a Tony Pollard who was getting paid $10 million, who's an explosive guy. He got weapons. He got everything that we provided to him. And he can't win the big one. He can't win it all. So therefore, it's time for the Cowboys to depart ways from Dak Prescott, from their mindset that they feel as if though that by them putting the raisins in the potato salad, it should taste good. Because raisins are good for you.
Who only puts raisins in potato salad? That right there tells you what the problem is, right there. So we'll leave it at that. But I do want to say, Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance. I really believe Trey Lance can be the X factor. And we're so sold on making sure we have a solid product, right?
Right.
Quarterback. We remember the Brandon Whedon and Chad. We remember those years. But I really believe. I thought when Trey Lance was coming out to begin with, I was like, if they don't sign Dak, I would rather have Trey Lance. I said that then.
Oh, you talking about out of that draft class? Okay.
Yeah, out of that draft class. I think that he can actually be what we need as the quarterback. But like you said, you
still need to have a run game. You still need to have the offensive line, and you still need to, and you had to have the bead of patience too. Whereas Trey Lance in this, they would want Trey Lance to, whatever Dak Prescott did his rookie year, they're going to want him to trump that. And whatever Dak Prescott did in the last 3 years, even in the regular season, they want him to do better than that. So he's going to have to ultimately sweep the Washington team, sweep the Giants, and also split with the Eagles, or somehow, some shape, form, or fashion, sweep the Eagles. He's going to have to ultimately get back to the playoffs. And Trey Lance, how is he going to be able to do that unless Dak Prescott get hurt? That's the only way I can foresee Trey Lance being better than Dak even through this process of the offseason. That's the only way Trey Lance would fit into this equation. And truth be said, even for those who've been out there in camp or at practicing, watching practicing, he's barely outperforming Cooper Rush. Now, time will come about, whereas we will see this offseason and Trey will be able to move up in this hierarchy, and we will see. And I think that's ultimately what the Joneses are waiting. They want to build this what you call this organic drama of who can win out their quarterback spot. And then when August come, I think that then they may either lean on extending Dak Prescott, or if everything is so close, then they will also go with the Dak Who approach, just like they did with Zeke Who approach.
What they're going to do, though, what they're going to do, Law, what they should do, and what Dak should do, they should talk to Dak and see where you want to get traded. Just rip the Band-Aid off right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's going – that's really what they should do. But they're so scared to do that because, first of all, Jerry is – he's your 80-year-old grandfather that's just talking. He's already out of his mind. He got his love child in the left corner. He has his family in the right corner. He got the business in the middle. He got a bunch of other stuff that we don't even know about everywhere. So he's not even really worried about the Cowboys. If you what real GM or owner is going to be sitting there doodling on the paper and just talking randomly? That tells me he's just talking out the side of his neck just to be talking because they give him the
follow the trend. When they cut Dez Bryant? When they released Dez Bryant?
That was in August or June or July, wasn't it?
And what happened to the market? What happened to the market?
Dried up on him.
It dried up on him. So they did the most vicious thing that you can ever think of someone. They got rid of Dez Bryant right when the market already dried up. He could have went to a Super Bowl kind of caliber team, but that would have been their biggest mistake. So that's why he ended up getting released, and I think only the Saints were able to pick him up that year. Yep. And he wasn't in nobody's training camp or none of that stuff. And think about it, Dez had to learn a whole new – he had to learn a whole new offense. He had to learn everything on the fly. And then, of course, boom, the Achilles snapped on him. So that's what the Joneses may do. Not they're gonna release Dak Prescott to a degree, but they will wait till the market dry up and then they'll do something.
Yeah, but that hurts them. So it hurts them and it hurts the player. But at the same time, Dak, he's a smart player when it comes to negotiating contracts, when it comes to playing the field, because he knows how to keep Jerry and them arm's length away, and he's been doing it the whole time. Then that's what they really hate, because they can't. He won't play. I don't want to say that. He just won't play. He won't play game with them. He won't play ball with them. Right.
Right.
So if he doesn't just go in and say trade me, he needs to go in there and just say, hey, look, I see what's going on. I see the trend. Get me up out of here.
Yep.
That's simple. Like cut bait. If you cut bait as a player and you play, like I have yet to see one player play the same game that they do. Go to the media and say, I want out of Dallas. Do it. Get it done. And that way you can really throw them through a loop, because they've never had it done. They've never had a player of that caliber to do it, and they've never been in that predicament. Like we said, they are not us trading Dallas, the Cowboys trading a Dak and getting first-round picks and this, that, and the third. You already know that that's not what their forte is.
Right.
You don't have a real GM in there doing that. I don't even think Will McClay knows about that. He knows about getting players in there, but the transaction, and making smart moves, that's not what they do.
Exactly.
They will overtrade for Roy Williams. They will overtrade for, I guess you would, a Trey Lance, Amari Cooper. He warranted a first-round pick, but then you don't want to sign him. But then he goes to the Browns, and then he still puts up numbers. So
the thing is with Amari Cooper was the other knife that was stabbed in the back, because he took $6 to $7 million less. Can you imagine? Like for example, most of us not even millionaires, right? So that's like taking.
I'm a millionaire.
I appreciate you, man. You know, there's like, hey Lou. Well, most of us. I said most of us not millionaires. But don't you know how hard it is to get $1 million, right? Hey Lou.
Yeah.
Can you imagine turning away $6 and $7 million, right? So those are the problems that when they did that right there, hey Lou. When they did that, don't you think that other teams and other free agency is looking at that and saying, well, why you ain't going to the Cowboys? I just saw what they did to Amari Cooper. Why will I do that? And even with the Jonathan Hankins thing, I get it. We lost badly with him on the team. But he for damn sure that I ain't trying to beat up Carl Davis. He's better than Carl Davis. And they knew that Mozzie is going through this shoulder situation, right?
Yeah.
So you couldn't pay an extra $1 million? Well, I think it's like $670,000, something like that, difference of having him on the team. It's crazy. So the Cowboys continue to make these type of self-inflicted wounds with their players and their contracts.
Yeah, because the real reason is that they're trying to. They really still believe that they're in the 90s.
True.
They really believe that. In their mind, they operate like they're in the 90s. They operate like they operate like 40, 50 million.
Right.
Something that's astronomical. That is the going rate. That is the going rate for your players.
Right.
$30 million is the going rate for a top receiver. $30 million is the going rate for your top defensive player. That is what that is.
Right.
If you don't want to pay them, trade them. Like, be smart. That was what I loved about Bill Belichick. He would get rid of you 2 years before you were even in a down year. Why did they do that? Oh, he's this, that, and the third. Next thing you know, 2 years. That player is nowhere near anything that he was, and they got two first-round picks out of him, or a second-round pick out of him. They turned into another player. But you got to be proactive. They're not proactive. They're very reactive, and they're very emotional. They act like a bunch of
hey Lou, what you mean?
Emotional individuals.
What you mean you don't like the raisins? You know what I'm saying? These are hand-picked raisins, man, from the Silicon Valley in California. These raisins make you smart. What you mean you don't like them in your potato salad?
Right. These are organic.
Yeah.
Grown from the land of Caucasus.
Yeah.
This is organic. But that's what they do, man.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I don't understand why you still run business like that. Like this is like you could do that back then, but now where everybody's in a know, you can get your hands on. Anybody can get their hands on the numbers and calculate the numbers. You was even doing it. If you re-sign this and redo this, you open up $50-30 million. And
right.
Like, bro, everybody's looking at y'all. Y'all operating like nobody can see what's going on.
Hell yeah.
Like,
and the thing is,
I
even said I absolutely get the Dak Prescott thing. But for you not to really get in on CeeDee Lamb's contract?
Right.
You got to get that done. You can't just be sitting on your hands with that one. And you want to be getting it done before Justin Jefferson get things going, moving over there.
Oh, yeah. Because as soon as Justin Jefferson gets this money, because he may not get it with the Vikings, but he's going to get it somewhere.
Right.
You're going to have to pay CeeDee Lamb more or about around the same. So you're still not going to get anything out of him. You're going to replace his starting quarterback with a damn near rookie, and then you're going to say, get CeeDee Lamb the ball, but then you're going to dictate who gets the ball. Because I firmly believe if CeeDee didn't go to the coach and say, get me the ball,
come on with it.
They would have did the same thing they would have did the same thing they did to Amari Cooper to give his contract year. You know, not make sure he didn't get his touches, make it look like he was having a down year, and then tell him we can't pay you this, that, and the third.
Man,
but he went to the coach.
Hey, Lou.
He said, "Get me the ball."
You making too much sense.
Get me this, that, and the third.
You making too much sense, man. Appreciate you for calling in, hey Lou. Appreciate you, dog. Man, appreciate you.
One more thing, you need Dak to either play the game or you need Dak to take the lead and run away. One or the other. Because if not, he's going to put himself in a predicament where he tears his ankle up and he's not going to get played. Where
do nice guys do? What do nice guys do?
Finish last, and that's what he's going to do if he doesn't take the lead on this situation, his career and his life. Because if not, they will play the shit out of him, and next thing you know, he'll be out the door of the NFL trying to get back in with a broken leg, torn ACL, torn up shoulder, and not get his millions that he has earned.
And guess what? And before I let you go, I just got to mention this right quick. Aaron Donald, he had to threaten to hold out. Wouldn't practice with the team or what have you, and he got his bag. The same could be said with Bosa. He had to threaten to hold out, and he eventually paid him $250 million. He getting quarterback money. So if both of those boys were able to do that, but see, this is what's happening though, Elu, is that nobody had crazy storylines when they did it. But by you having silver and blue and the star on the side of your helmet, they're going to be saying that, hey, that particular quarterback is selfish, etc. You know how their storyline goes.
They're already talking bad about him. If he goes and says, trade me and makes it public, I guarantee you, either they're going to pay him or this is going to be the biggest shit show that you've ever seen. And he needs to make that because they shitted on his name, his career. Granted, maybe he came up short. Maybe he didn't. But you can't tell me that he gave up 27, 30, 40, 50 points. He didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he didn't do that. They didn't supply him with the defense. Offense, Mike McCarthy has to call the plays right. I think the coordinator that they brought in, the assistant, he's going to have a lot more input than we know.
Yeah.
So they can get that run game together and the passing game. It could possibly be replacement for Schottenheimer. But, you know, like this whole thing is in a big ball. And these coaches are either going to shit or get off the pot. If they leave, man, I guarantee you they keep him and they try to keep little players here and there. But they are setting up. If they don't get rid of Dak and they let him walk, of course that's the biggest mistake. But they're setting themselves up to try to get Dion and his son to come to Dallas. I guarantee you.
Hey, it is what it is. Appreciate you, Lou. Thanks for calling from 304.
No problem.
Yes, indeed. I'm gonna say the millionaire, Lou. Lou, like, hey man, y'all can talk about y'all coins, but I got mines over here. but y'all give it what I'm saying though, collectively, and salute to Lou. And I get the theory there. The Dallas Cowboys in its whole entirety of how everything is fixed. That's what their philosophy and core is. And also Zach Martin, he said, hey, I'm gonna hold out. But this world is crazy, man. I heard a video the other day. even the ladies, they complaining about getting $30 for lunch, man. $30, that ain't enough. So we live in a privileged world now, man. Everybody think that, hey, you know, their way is the right way. Can you imagine you sending a girl $30 and she's sitting there like, oh, that ain't enough, man. You know, $30, that's beneath me. You can't give me $100. You can't give me $250 for lunch. I'm saying, like, where they do that at? You know, good grief. You know, I said $30, man. Let me know, y'all, in the chat. $30 not enough. You know? Hey, I got my guy over here, D Shift from the 409. What's on your mind, bro?
Nah, man. Y'all spending a lot, bro. So, I mean, just to kind of piggyback off that $30 lunch, man, because you look at the Cowboys and what they expect out of 4th and 5th round picks in their 3rd and 4th year. They want that $100 lunch quality.
From that aspect.
From that aspect.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. Man, my goodness. Yeah, you right.
I mean, when you look at what they bypass on just in order to make sure that guy that's, you know, been on the bench for 2-3 years, you know, gets his shot, his opportunity.
Right.
I don't know if they try to farm these guys out, which is well and good for like depth purposes, but they do this in the hopes that this guy's going to bring production. And look at, like, I don't know, they use a lot of the numbers. Maybe like you take Dorrance Armstrong and you make him into what DeMarcus Ware was at the end of his career. You know they didn't play together or whatever.
Right.
But you take that, or you take whoever was that Dorrance Armstrong when they let DeMarcus Ware go. Because every time they turn around and let a star go, because they justify it, and we've had this guy in the bullpen, and
right,
you know, he's going to put up that same production, if not around the same production for a tenth of the cost or whatever, you know,
right,
have you. So I think just from that aspect of trying to team build, man, that's just been an awful way of doing it. And you got this thing going on where you got these quarterbacks, and you know they're getting, you know, production for you. They're going to the playoffs, and their team are having success, and yeah, that's well and fine. But I feel like the Cowboys are going to try to do that, you know, just being the trend following kind of front office they are. They follow everybody else's trend. I could see them trying to pull in Bill Belichick, you know what I mean, come next year, just to, you know, bring back that, you know, that Belichick magic. And I don't know, man, they just, everything that they try to do, they're not forward thinking. Everything they try to do is something that they've seen. They can't develop anything. They're not a championship building culture kind of front office.
Right.
Sell a lot of tickets, that's well and fine, but just Jerry, Steven, that y'all can't do it. Y'all don't got it.
Yeah, so, I think that when you break down everything and you say to yourself, okay, what it is basically is that they operating from the comfort aspect of it. Like
for sure.
They were like the Eagles. If the Eagles fans are still watching, they don't operate that way. You know, the guy Howie, they was talking about getting rid of Howie, you know, just off of what he did last season. And then the season before that, before they did that Super Bowl run, you literally had fans saying, apologize to Howie. They apologizing to him because he was in the hot seat. The Jones family got a cool seat. They got the cold air blowing up their butts. You know what I'm saying? They got controlled temperature. You know what I'm saying? Like you get in those fancy vehicles where you can press coolness. Yeah. They would never sit on the hot seat. And the only way that we can try to do it is like what Ocho said of, hey, boycott the games or what have you. But at the end of the day, if I'm 82, 83 years of age, he done already lived his best lives, right? You know, he done lived his best life. There's nothing that we can do collectively that will make him realize that he's making a bad mistake here because he's already long in the tooth. He ain't finna change.
And they're not about to get any value. Like your other callers were talking about, you know, they're not going to get any value off that. They're just going to let him walk away. They're not going to flip for anything. Not going to try to, you know, talk about the no trade clause or whatever. Or however that can get done. It's just going to be, all right, move on. And his front office doesn't even have a proven track record to be able to go out and find a quarterback. So it's gonna be. I hope it's not a long time until we can get a new guy in, but I have a hard time believing like next year we're gonna get a Derek Carr type or that type of stuff, man. Jameis Winston.
The only way, man, we can get rid and I'm not saying that I'm advocating to get rid of Jerry Jones and them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If he get caught up in this P. Diddy thing, if they said, "Oh man, Jerry was there at one of them P. Diddy parties," you know.
Nah, I've been thinking about that. Y'all might need to push that, but I fear for y'all's lives, bro.
Yeah.
Don't do all that.
Yeah. I don't
how
want
them people do.
Yeah. D Shift, man. I thank you for calling in,
right,
bro.
Yes, sir.
Keep holding it down for me, man. Yes, indeed. D Shift, man. Good call from him, man.
Goodbye.
The Dallas Cowboys and his whole work of everything, it is a situation. It is a situation. I believe 50 Cent, Kevin. Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, my goodness, man. Here's – it hit me. It hit me altogether. If we, in closing of everything, and I thank everybody, man, for y'all support. Listen to these marathon type of shows. I feel like when I don't do a show live, it just my mind just keep going around. So I thought about just going live once or twice a week until the flows get better, man. But I've seen it. We had some great interactions today. But it just hit me, though, ladies and gentlemen, that if we were able to make it this far without doing heavy dancing in the free agency, what would we look like if we did? If we were able to get this far from scrapes, and I get it, people say, well, we draft pretty well, but the draft can only take you so far because of the inexperience. Just like I had a caller the other day when I think it was Marv and I was talking to him, or it could have been Brandon, that some people who never did construction work or pour concrete would think that it's okay to do it with no shoes on. Like, it's just wet cement. But for those who got experience, they know for sure they have boots all the way past their kneecaps, because a little concrete on the feet, it will burn you to death, man. And it's a slow burn, too. You can't just put water on it. That concrete will tear you up. But those who don't have the experiences in it would never know or would never understand. And that's what I'm hearing from a lot of Cowboy fans, that they don't understand that you can't walk on concrete with no shoes on when it's wet. That's just what it is. Look it up. Yeah. Jimmy Warren, look it up. You never did any. If you never, and I'm not dogging you, bro. I'm just saying. Well, walk on some wet concrete. Walk in it, play around in it, and let me know. Google. I can't even pull up wet concrete stuff. Somebody let me know. That's in the chat. Yeah. Let me know. Yeah, Bruce got the toxic juice. Said, yeah, he ain't lying. Because, see, Bruce understands it. He got experiences with that. But for those who don't understand, oh, man, I'll go jump in the wet concrete. I'll go swimming in that thing and come out untouched and just wash myself off. Yeah, okay, all right, cool. Jimmy says Dak doesn't beat good teams. Pull that up. And Jimmy, I think you missed a third of the show. We said all of that. And good is subjective. When the Cowboys beat the LA Rams, they nobody, right? LA Rams was a playoff team, you know. Oh, man, the Cowboys beat Seattle. Anybody can do that. Well, the Eagles couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's a continuance of moving the goalposts. And what people try to do with Dak Prescott is that they will say it's all on him. And they do it to a degree even with CeeDee. It's all on him. We only had one 100-yard rushing for the entire season last year, and that was against the Cards from the running back Tony Pollard. You think that the teams feared Tony Pollard? And then they had a caller to call in, didn't know what quarters defense was, Cloud. I had to go all the way down and just start speaking in Crayolas. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know what cover 2 was. Didn't know what a nickel defense is. Don't know what dime is. Yeah. Wet concrete can indeed be hot to walk on with bare feet. Particularly, he's in Chat GPT, Greg McLaurin, if it's been exposed in direct sunlight in an extended period. See, that Chat GPT would get you murked over there. He said, well, according to Chat GPT, I'm talking about extreme wet concrete, and you put your bare foot in it, and you get out of it. It ain't going to hurt you then. It ain't going to burn then. It's a slow burn. And them AIs, they get you to a one point, but they can't tell you experiences. Yes, indeed. Shoot. It takes a complete team in order to win. And that's what my guy 100 Grand was talking about, basically, with Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady. Yes, they got finite skill sets. Yeah, they can show up in big moments, but not just by themselves. When Pat Mahomes threw that INT, and I'm only using him as a 3% because he's the gold standard. The defense gave up 0 points. Yeah. I'm reading y'all comments, but neither here nor there. As we depart and everything, some people will say that $30 not enough.
I'm not gonna bend over backward for a man that is just sending whatever
I found
he
out
can, or if.
Let me see if we start over here. Bigger.
I'm not gonna bend over backward for a man that is just sending whatever he can, or if he's not gonna be my boyfriend, number one, but if I'm talking to him next time I'm out, and he says, "Oh, you need something for lunch," I'm gonna tell him it's okay. Somebody already sent me $100, so he know that you're going for that time. Yeah, you got to, because it's better, like you said.
Okay, if we're being completely honest. Right here, right now, we've all eaten lunch for $30.
Yes,
let's start
100%.
Cute little cafe spot, baby.
I'm getting lunch with everything. I'm gonna snap us and get something popping,
but we're not saying that we're ungrateful.
Right.
Food is food on the table. However, you know what the standard is.
Correct.
Me in that situation, handling it with grace. Thank you so much, baby. I'm so appreciative. I'm gonna still take a picture of that bill and I'm gonna send it to him. Thank you for the 30. That was the tip. What's up?
Man, it's an evil world, man. It's an evil world, boy. I can't even play the rest of it, man. It's new world society, man. Oh my goodness, $30, man. That ain't enough, man. That ain't enough for them. Hey, man, this is a crazy world. Standards are standards. So let me see, because they had to mention standards somewhere in there. Maybe that's just not their standards. Let me see.
If you know that you cannot give $30, or if it's hard for you to give, then you need to date within
Date.
You can date. No, you can.
Do not date.
But date with the woman that number one does not have that expectation, or number two, it's in that range, that will love and adore that $30, will save that $30, will frame that $30, will bathe with that $30.
I hate y'all.
They got that man going crazy. Oh my God. Oh, that dude is sick right there, boy. We live in a world, man. Oh my gosh, man. So I guess that
it's an evil world we live in.
Just for measures there, Dak shouldn't want that $30. Oh my gosh, man. Oh, we should be satisfied with the $30 over here. But we ain't talking about lunch, man. We talking about franchise building and beyond. And the craziest thing of it all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there's an odd depart. And I hope that not Lisa. And I know you're a nice lady. I know you would appreciate $30 for lunch, because it's different levels to this. There's lunch, there's dinners, then there's dates. Now, look, I'm gonna tell y'all real talk, true story. Your best dates is gonna be around $30. You're gonna have a good date with that. Oh yeah. Because when somebody is there for you, they there for you. Not for the food or the ambiance. Quite sure that I could have did this whole podcast outside and you guys would still be here for me, right? But for the spoiled ones who say $30, it's not enough. It's beyond me. It's just beyond me. But boy, you can eat good, man. They got a hibachi meal that you can get for $30. Ooh, I'm talking about cha. You just gotta know where you gotta go. For $30, you can get you a nice hibachi meal cooked right in front of you for $30. So them girls crazy. Ain't that right, Greg? Yeah. So don't cut your blessings out, ladies. And I know that those few women or ladies don't speak for the whole female community. But fellas, if you put in your hard work and time, and then you put in all of your resources, and out of love you cash app someone $30 so that they can have a hamburger and some french fries because you were thinking of them, that's not a simp move. That you should. You just want to help them out. But if they refuse to say thank you and move it on, if they have nothing nice to say something about it, then don't continue to give them your energy and your time. That's the other end of it, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm telling y'all right now, the Dallas Cowboys, you're giving a lot of energy and time to them. And if they don't appreciate that, then find something else to do. Ain't that right? Shout out to you, Ratio. Thank you for the $10. I'm not going to sit back and say, $10. $10, man. You can't give more than $10. Nah, man, I appreciate that. That goes into the pot. Chris Davis says, I'm on lunch, man. Cash app me $30. What's your cash app? I'll send you $30 if you need
Ratio
it.
$10.
Appreciate you. Put y'all cash apps in the chat. Let me know when you're on lunch. I'll see what I can do. Because I love all of y'all. A prize fighter, even when he's down, he continues to swing. Knowing that all it takes is one chance. One puncher's chance to make the differences of the outcome. I always say this at the end of all of my videos. It's the same thing. But it hits in different areas depending on where you at in life. And if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan to lose all the terror of your mind, if you would simply Oh, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold poverty or famish or fame or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Give me my theme music.
Come on, Shador. He's the difference maker, baby.
Damn.
Let's go, baby. One love. DC for life. Let's get it, baby. Roll those credits.
I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah. I've been really in the field.
This is pretty amazing. When he gets 30-plus rush attempts behind him, it's virtually impossible to beat 53-7.
I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check or something. Lately, I just wanna run
This
it
is
up.
the end. Like, let me try to paint a more clear picture for people who don't necessarily get locked into contracts and footballs and quarterbacks and those sorts of things, right? Like, when you're an organization, you can play the field at the quarterback position. You can have 3 of them on the roster sometimes, 2 of them on the roster sometimes. You can draft one this year, you can draft one that year. It's like a single man who's going to college at LSU. He can just live it up and date who he wants. But at some point, he's going to decide that he wants a wife, right? And the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. It's the same thing in football. He who finds a quarterback finds a good thing. And so when you get that quarterback and you lock into that marriage and that is your person, you are never going to sit at home and one day tell your person, you can go be on The Bachelorette.
Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field.
Less than 30 rush attempts. He's not a very good quarterback, 20 and 34. But this is more so.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal.
Just gets 100 yards rushing again.
I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check us on. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
I thought they were all in. Booger, you remember after that loss to Green Bay and Mike McCarthy and the draft, we're all in on this season. Then all of a sudden, Stephen Jones comes out and says, that means we're all in on our guys, the Micahs and the CeeDee Lamb. Now you're saying we need to do more with less. So let me get this straight, Booger. I'm struggling to feed my family of 4, and now I get a pay cut, and now I'm asked to do more with that money. I got less money, but you want me to do more. So in other words, with the talent, we had more. We didn't win. We're gonna give you less, Dak, if we want you to win more. I need somebody to help me make sense of this because it makes absolutely none to me. Buzz, Mike, can y'all tell me what Jerry and Steven are trying to do? If your objective is not to beat Green Bay, who ramshackled you last year, if your job is
lately, I just wanna run it up.
Give me my theme music.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Until next time, DC for life. I be all you too. I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Where you do. rise hit you.
All alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can
I be on?
play it too? I'll
Follow wherever you go. Rue Glock, check your cash out, baby.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on. In this moment,
yes,
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
no,
It's not hard to fool me,
no.
'cause I'm addicted to the good.
Elijah Robinson, check your cash app.
Lead the way, I follow.
Come on.
No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all.
What we tell him?
So tell your good night, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible.
Yo, come on down. Eastside Harold, I see you found it.
So tell your good night, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh. Susceptible now, before the moment flies. It's not a problem, cause I know what I'm getting into.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Nothing can stop
me.
Come on, baby.
'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow.
Eastside Harold, check your cash app.
Where we are heading now, babe. I follow.
One more person, man. Somebody send me your cash app.
Edge of it all.
Come on with it.
So tell you
Good life.
'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now.
Come on with it, baby. Rewind. I'm gonna get my person set up right quick. Rewind that song one more time for me. Yeah. Soft souls of hits and oldies. Magic. Come on.
In this moment,
Yes.
I cannot say what's wrong or right. It's not hard to fool me, 'cause I'm addicted to.
Be sure to hit the like, share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know.
Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading
All right, Tick Sherman. Check your Cash App. Let's get it. There's lunch on me. Maybe you get you a hamburger and some French fries, brought to you by Law Nation Sports. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we'll play this game on air, all of the end of the live feeds. We'll do that for the nation. Until next time. All right. We out.
Nothing can stop me. 'Cause I'm addicted to with you and I.